Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New Jersey, where it is the 1st of September, the bright and early start to the morning. Our grapes are ready to harvest. I'm just heading down to get myself a trailer so I can start harvesting our grapes for the first time. I've bought the grape harvester, hence the lack of money in my finances. But yeah, that's all there is to harvest today. There's no olives. And my canola fields down yonder. Are not ready to harvest either yet, so not really a lot else to do today. The factories seem to be running okay. I have had a little bit of a look off of camera at the production with the big factory mod that we installed to produce things using our fruits and vegetables and what have you, along with some of our other productions, because unfortunately, again, the game's not very clever. There's no way to specifically state where you want your products to go when you start distributing them. So unfortunately, everything from the orchard, for example, all this stuff, just gets bunged any which way and where. Anywhere that will accept that stuff, it will deliver stuff to. Even if those places aren't actually currently producing anything. So, for example, if we go and have a look at the bakery, as you can see, the bakery has received some oranges, some pears, some plums, some lemons, some cherries, some apples, some butter and stuff like that, even though we're not actually making anything. Okie dokie. See the problem there, ladies and gents. Everything else requires me to use stuff that we don't have. Now, I could fix that by going down to my egg factory and going distribute. And we could have the eggs distributed now to wherever uses eggs. So the bakery will actually get some eggs and can start making some of this stuff. Now, things like pies we can probably make. We don't have brown sugar, but cherry pies we can make. Grape pies we could have. Lemon pies. Orange pies we could probably make. We need some milk, but it's something that we could definitely do. Pear pies, plum pies. So yeah, we could maybe get into the pie making business. Sugar's going to be a problem. And again, we might have to think about buying pallets of sugar and hoping we can then take that to sell point. Again, I want to just check. I mean, there's probably a mod, and I probably don't have it on this particular save, but I can probably find it because I have it on. I know I have it on Riverview for buying sugar. It's the thingy me bob mod. No, see, I don't want to buy that because those pallets don't stack very well. But buy that, I can't get as many in my auto loader. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like I've got the sugar mod, the buy sugar mod, that I want to have. But I can go and get that and add it for the future videos. Well, ladies and gents, here we are again, happy as can be. Gonna have to use our lovely friend here. This is what I wanted. I think it's 3 meters. We'll have a look. And we can start harvesting some grapes. But yeah, 3 meters is typically what we do. But 180 is going to be much better. And I can use GPS to drive down all these rows and not worry about getting stuck on the little trees. But yeah, we've got a lot of grapes to harvest. The point of the series we've long been waiting for has arrived. It'll be interesting to see how many grapes we get. From our lovely bit of farming. Shall we take a screenshot whilst we're here? And then we've got that ready for the thumbnail. Fairly decent amount of grapes, I think we can agree. 2,600 off that first row. There we go. Let's fine tune it a little bit. So yeah, plenty of grapes. Not enough to get the achievement from 1 year of harvesting on the map. But nice to know we've reached half full. Very nice that we're actually getting all of our lovely, wonderful grapes. As I say, the olives sadly aren't ready for harvest yet. I think that's next month. And the grass, although growing, hasn't reached maximum height yet, so we'll leave the grass for a little bit longer. Like I say, our canola's not ready. Might need to unload at the top of this row, I think. Good healthy amount of grapes though, isn't it? Off just 3 rows so far. Nearly 8,000 litres. Happy days. Right, truck. I'm going to use the car because then it count. Obviously, it's going to. I'm going to raise my driving via car distance, which means hopefully I'll one day get the achievement for having driven 100 kilometers on a map with a car. You unload into there, you will. Another good handy little thing about this trailer that I got for feeding the horses, it'll also receive the grapes. It will. Obviously very, very critical. Now, one thing I will say, between harvesting grapes and harvesting olives, if using the giants grapes and olives, of course, it's much easier to see where you've actually harvested grapes than it is olives. It's a lot. Oftentimes when I'm harvesting giants olive trees, I end up going down rows I've already done because it's so difficult to tell the difference between a harvested row and a non-harvested row. Whereas at least with grapes you can actually see that the fruit's gone and disappeared. I'm also hoping when I come to harvest my olive trees from the olive tree mod, it will be much easier to see where the olives have come from. And again, you'll be able to tell which ones you've done, which ones you haven't. But going back to the productions, I've had a bit of a look through, and I think one of the items we need, as already touched upon, is sugar. And another item that if we had, we could produce a whole lot of stuff, would be canola oil. Now, unfortunately, I've sold all my canola as I've harvested it, so buying the oil factory and producing my own canola oil is not really a feasible thing. So instead, what I'm going to do is buy canola oil. I can buy pallets of canola oil, as we've already seen. They're quite small. I can get loads of them in my lorry. that shouldn't be a problem. And if I look at the pies, I don't think we need any oil for any of the pies, do we? No. So for all of this stuff, yeah, for all of that stuff, what we can do, like I say, the cows, then the milk from the cows, we need to whiz that over to the bakery. I've got a horrible feeling at the minute I've still got some slurry in my cow pen. What I could do, bear with me, we'll get back to the grapes in a second. Load this up. Just send him down to deliver that. So just send him to deliver that. Then we can then go and get him to fill up the milk. And then we can take that to the bakery and we can start making some pies. Well, again, we've got materials there for pies. Because I think the dairy on its own is quite full of milk at the minute. Okay. So we're not going to need a lot of that. Tempted now to see if this will work with so he only harvests at 8. Right, we'll test this out in a minute. You're 66% full. Whilst he's unloading, let's go and have a look. On the vine. Right. So it's going to go down, up, down, up, down. He's actually going to come up this road here. So we can hand him over to Coursey Play and let Course Play worry about doing harvesting for a little bit until the guy gets full. Now, I will know he will need to be set on nearest waypoint for the very simple reason he will need to be set on nearest waypoint because obviously when he does get full, I'm going to have to just do a little bit of a reverse course. And he can then worry about unloading him. And now if we go back to Mr. Truck, who's delivering. We'll go get some milk. And fill up the bakery. And then we're on a winner. BJ's paying us nicely for the slurry. And the cows, anyway. I didn't think to check what the slurry situation is like at the pigs. Pigs have got 68,000, so they've got a bit. Not nearly as much, though, as the other stuff. You have reached slurry unload. Right, can you now go and pick up? No. Can you go for milk loading cows? That might be the best place to send him. And then because I haven't got a course programmed for the bakery. Yeah, how are our grape trees doing? Are they then growing quite nicely? I probably should have seeded something else on these fields, to be fair. We kind of messed up a bit there by not having seeding grass and stuff. Put a surface down first before putting the olives onto it. Would have just made that look a lot nicer. Yeah, plenty of grapes. Now, technically it is September, so we could now be seeding wheat, barley. If we wanted any of that stuff. What does the grain mill... Let's have a look at the grain mill. Out of curiosity, what does the grain mill produce for us? Or what does it produce the best, mostest of? Wheat, 60 wheat, 50 flour. Barley, 60 barley, 50 flour. Oats, 30 oats, 40 flour. So that's actually a positive. Same as the sorghum, which we can't plant until springtime. Whereas wheat and barley are the same. What's the difference in yield between the two crops? Anyone know off the top of their heads? Because what I'm thinking is we could potentially, over here on field 2, on field 7, do a seeding of a crop. And then down here on field 8, 9 and 10, we could do a seeding of a crop. And then sorghum on this field. Obviously, once we've harvested field 14 and 13, that'll all be ploughed and merged together. to make a big field. So that'll be another big super duper sorghum field. This fella will need to unload again in a minute. Unfortunately, Courseplay is not equipped to do self-unloading with the Grape Harvester. It can't do any unloading functions like it can with the Combine. So, unfortunately, you still need to handle all the unloading aspects of, unfortunately, grapes and olives. I think Courseplay devs are looking into adding an ability to have unloading, either self-unloading or something. It's the issue they've got, of course, is being able to program Courseplay to return to the exact vine, it was on, and carry on from where it stopped. Because obviously the problem you've got with vines is you can't exactly drive a truck and trailer in there to unload it. So the harvester has to leave to unload, and then it's got to go back, and that's where the problem comes. Because obviously, does he go back to the right at the far end and drive down and then start from where he finished, or does he reverse back from this end to where he's... It all gets very sort of complicated, I'm afraid. There's not an easy solution. And we put him back on, and now he can carry on doing that. Meanwhile, we go back to our little truck. We've reached the loading point. We can get the thing. Now, have I got a bakery set up? Have I delivered anything to the bakery before? No. Whereabouts on the map is the bakery? Let's see if we can't find it, shall we? Oh, I think it's right down the bottom of the map here. It might be a case that we can actually do a very easy unload course for the bakery. Right, let's record it. We'll unload the mill. It'll take quite a while. Then we'll create a bakery. Unloading. So that can be that point there then. Unloading. Turning back round this way. Oh, stop. And we simply need that going to there. Quick spinning round in reverse. And we need a point from there to there. So again, we've got the bakery on a loop. That's fine. It hasn't actually used that much milk though, which is my only real concern there. Which means I'm gonna guess this bakery doesn't actually store that much stuff. Do we have a problem? Bakery's all the way at the top of the pissing list. Yeah, definitely for the future edition of Farming Simulator, Giants need to rethink this menu a little bit to make finding the production you want a lot easier. Yeah, it only takes 15,000 milk, so Decisions. By the way, this fella's about to need an unload. So we'll go and unload him. How are we doing? We've got 21,000 litres of grapes already. I've forgotten what the achievement is for how many thousands of litres of grapes, but there's every good chance we may actually harvest a lot of grapes on this map and be able to break that achievement record thing. We'll unload that. All excellent stuff. I feel like after a little bit of a lull, suddenly we've got lots of things we can be doing at the same time, and there's not enough of me to go round and do it. You know, I could be spending quite a bit of time, I could just be spending an entire episode at the minute devoted to the productions, the factories getting all the materials that they need. But that isn't going to be very conducive to all my harvesting needs. Let's send him on his way again. So, ladies and gents, what we'll do next video, obviously we'll be continuing with this harvest for a while yet, as there's quite a few more rows to do. But I will look at getting sugar, purchasable sugar, and canola oil sorted out, so we can get our truck with our big great huge trailer on the back to go and get those items, get those pallets, get to the bakery, get to the factory, anywhere else that needs sugar, go and do it, deliver it. And then canola oil, because that seems to be used in most recipes of the factory, compared to like sunflower oil, corn oil, etc, etc, etc. And we can look at that, and like I say, we may even look at starting to seed wheat and barley. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into today's episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you all again very soon here on New Jersey, but for now, from me, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Goodbye, everybody.